How to get strong at weighted pull-ups, dips, and muscle-ups is a question that lots of people have. And on this video, I'll try to help you as best as I can. And the first and most important thing is to treat street lifting as a priority. Because if you want to get strong or good at something, going all in is what you should do. The problem with most people is that they treat street lifting movements as a secondary movement, or they do it whenever they want. And this will not allow you to get to your max potential in street lifting or in these 4 movements. Another reason is that people lack the knowledge and they don't know how to progress. And also because they think they will lose all their muscle mass by only doing pull-ups, muscle-ups, dips, and squats. But if you notice, the top street lifting athletes, they are all jacked and more jacked than most people from other sports and even some bodybuilders. Secondly, the street lifting form for pull-ups, dips, and muscle-ups is different. The form for the pull-ups and dips is different from your regular gym bro, and the form for the muscle-ups is different from your CrossFit athlete. So let's start with dip form. The dips have a shoulder protraction and depression. This is to protect the chest and the shoulder from overstretching. And with added weights, it can be dangerous if you're not prepared. And since the goal is to carry the most weight, this form is the best to do so. Your elbows don't go out like most gym bros do. Legs are straight, you cannot cross them, so you can press the weights and have a better balance and have a more effective movement. Now, muscle-ups form. In the muscle-ups, there are a few things to keep in mind. Full body protraction to facilitate the transition and smoothness of the movement. Timing of the transition is very important. The timing can make your muscle-ups look awful or perfect, or make you do the muscle-ups or not. Another thing is your arms. They have to be fully extended. Doing muscle-ups with a slight bend on the arms is a bad habit that can affect your muscle-ups in competition. Finally, the weight placement. There are some people that press the weights with their legs and feet, and there are others that put in front. This is something that you have to experiment and see which works better for you. Lastly, pull-ups form. In the pull-ups, the arms have to be fully extended, the legs straight, and pressing the weights. A slight retraction of the body to make the movement more effective, and chin over the bar always. Controlling the weight with your leg is key if you want to carry the most weight possible, because if the weights are swinging, you'll lose strength and balance. Now, equipment. This is a headache for most people that do street lifting because 99% of the gyms are not equipped with street lifting equipment. Most bars are slim and slippery, but the use of chalk and some tapes can fix this problem. The biggest problem is with the dip station or dip bar. Or you have a dip bar with the handles that are too slim, or you have a dip bar that is super wide or is uneven and shaky, which is a awful thing. But you can still progress even with all these little problems. But of course, if you had a perfect dip bar or a decent dip bar, your progress could be way better and way smoother. You could avoid many injuries because for some people, when the dip bar is too wide, it can lead to injuries pretty easily. Or when the bars are shaky or uneven, it also can lead to injuries pretty quick. Now, programming. If you're starting street lifting, my recommendation is to dominate the form, the street lifting form, and have some base strength before anything else. Because if you don't know how to use the street lifting form, it will make the process pretty hard. You'll not see progress fast and you can injure yourself pretty fast, mainly on the dips. And after that, this is what you should do. You should start your program with a higher rep range to build some muscle mass and work capacity, and some accessories to help you with the weak links. And then move to pure street lifting with a high frequency, like 3 times a week and around 10 total sets a week. And of course, you have to know how to manage the load in every session, because you cannot work with 80% plus of the load 3 times a week, because it is unsustainable and unrealistic. And to finish off the video, some important considerations. The muscle up progression is different from the dips and the pull-ups. In the dips and the pull-ups, you can add more reps, more weights, or more sets every week, and you'll have decent progress. But on the muscle ups, things are a bit different. Adding weight on the muscle ups every week is unrealistic. You cannot progress that fast in the muscle ups. Even adding more reps will probably not help you with your 1 rep max on the muscle up, because muscle up is a very technical movement, and I think there's better ways for you to progress each week in the muscle ups. And you should pay more attention in velocity and efficiency of the movement, more than adding more reps or try to add more weights every week. There are methods such as EMOM, MRAP, using bands. All of these things will help you more than adding more weights, trying to add more weights every week or more reps. Because if you're adding more reps, let's say you're adding more reps every week, eventually your form will break. You'll start doing chicken wing muscle ups, which you don't want. You want to make the form always perfect. And adding weights every week is unrealistic. You cannot add weights every week. Using these things, MOMs, MRAP, using bands, all of these things will help you more than trying to add more weight or reps. Another thing is body weight fluctuation. In the street lifting, if you are too heavy, your muscle ups and pull-ups probably will get heavily affected, and your squats and dips will probably get better. And if you're slim, if you're light, your muscle ups and pull-ups will probably get better, and dips and squats not so much. So my recommendation is to find your performance, your best performance weight, so you can be good at all the 4 movements. But if you want to get better at 1 movement or 2 movements, probably gaining some weight or losing some weight will be better. Or you want to be a specialist in muscle ups, probably being lower body fat is helpful. So that was it, guys. Hope it was helpful. If you have any questions, you can leave it down below. I'll try to answer as best as I can. So see y'all in the next video.